Saturday morning, everybody. It's Mason Spesky, your host here. Welcome to the WPIAL Week 8 recap. I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible, like a lot of my other videos, because time is very valuable here. But, yeah, the Penn State-Ohio State game just got underway, and I'm going to try to watch some of that game. So I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible here. And plus, we have to go over the standings, too. So, yeah, I'll try. Without further ado, then, here we go. North Hills beat Franklin Regional last night, 16-14 in Murraysville. This was an amazing upset win for North Hills. It shows that they're on the right track despite their record. And, yeah, it shows that they can be competitive. Great win for them. As for Franklin Regional, I don't know if this impacts their playoff hopes at all, but they need to get better if they want to make a deep run. So that's all I have to say about that one. But great upset. Congratulations, North Hills. Another big upset last night in the WPIAL was an upset night, that's for sure. Keystone Oaks defeated Was High 21-14 at Washington. They're fighting till the end for the playoff spot. It was a great win for them. It keeps them alive in it and shows that they can be a competitive football team and can go out and compete with the best teams. So, yeah, I would still see Was High as a 2A favorite, but great win for Keystone Oaks. Again, congratulations to them. Pine Richland defeated Woodland Hills last night 28-0. Pine Richland just dominated. Ever since that Central Catholic win, they've played well. Those early tests early on in the year, those proved to be beneficial to them as they helped prepare them for a schedule like this, and now they're able to beat teams like Woodland Hills, and that really helps them as they prepare for their playoff run as well, possibly. Penn Hills beat Sailor 14-0. I was surprised this game was as low scoring as it was. Julian Duggar, the pick commit, he looked okay. They found a way to come back and win following that loss last week, and they found a way to play defense and set out Sailor. As for Sailor, their season's most likely over. They're probably not going to be a playoff team, and it's okay. But anyway, so yeah, Sailor's competitive, but not competitive enough. But I give them credit for keeping this one close, low scoring as well. Mount Pleasant beat South Allegheny last night in a high-scoring game by a final score of 42-27. Good for South Allegheny. You guys were able to make this game competitive, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately, for them in the end. I expected this to be a much worse game, so credit to South Allegheny, but not enough to beat Mount Pleasant. They're a really good football team, though, so don't feel bad. Peters Township last night beat Cannon Mac 23-10. Credit to Cannon Mac for keeping this game close for the longest time. Unfortunately for them, it just wasn't enough to pull off the upset, but yeah, Peters Township's a really good team, and they're going to be a contender, that's for sure, if they play their A game, which I imagine they will. Only two more games, so we're moving quick, as I said. Southside defeated Union Area last night by a final score of 49-15. That's a really good football team, that's all I have to say. They came into this one with no losses. Union Area came into this one with one loss, and Southside just destroyed them, so this is a really good football team. So keep an eye out for them, that's for sure. Central Valley in the game of the week last night defeated West Allegheny by a final score of 29-20. This one was a little surprising to me, especially since it was at West Allegheny Stadium. Central Valley got beat by Montour and Avonworth, so all I'd say is that it might be a long road ahead for West Allegheny in terms of the playoffs, so don't expect them to go too far. They might, but I don't think they will. Central Valley, same thing. I don't expect them to go too far. They're a really good football team, though. Despite their two losses, that doesn't hold them back. They're still really good and competitive. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about them. That's all I have for the games this week. Now let's look at the standings here real quick. Class A, we're going to start. Class A, this is on Triple Live HSSN, so these conferences and stuff are all mixed up a little bit. I think it goes by alphabetical order or something, but I'll just go for it as it says. But I'm sorry about that, the fact they're mixed up. Class A, Black Hill, Sexton, Fort Cherry, 6-0, Bishop Canevin. This is conference play, which I think matters. Fort Cherry, 6-0, they're leading. Bishop Canevin's not far behind at 5-1. Cornell, Burgestown, those are the possible playoff teams. Our Lady of Sacred Heart's not far behind. Avella, Carleton, and Sartiers Houston are pretty much out. Class 3A, Western Hills, Avonworth, West Mifflin, Beaver, and South Park are the leaders right now. St. LaSalle's not too far off. As for Quaker Valley and Hopewell, their year's pretty much done. In Class 6A, Section 1, it looks like Seneca Valley's going to be the odd team out, unfortunately. Looks like right now the direction things are going, Cannon Mac, Central Catholic, and Mount Lebanon against NA. Class 5A, Allegheny 6. Right now we're looking at Peters Township, Bethel Park, Upper St. Clair and Moon. South Fayette needs a miracle, but they're not far behind, and Baldwin's pretty much out. Class 5A Big East section, we got Gateway leading that at 5-0. Franklin Regional, Penn Trafford, they're still up top at 3-1. They're pretty much going. Norwin has a chance to go. They're 1-3, but I don't know if they take 4 teams or not. Plum is 1-4, and unfortunately, Hempfield's last at 0-4. But keep an eye out for Norwin. They might go, they might not. I doubt it, but there's a chance. Class 5A Independent, that's just Albert Gallatin, so yeah. Class 5A Northeast, Penn Hills leading that section. Not far behind are Woodland Hills and Pine Richland. North Hills is sitting at 2-2, so not too bad, but it'll be interesting to see if that's enough for them to get in, even after that big win last night. Sailor and Fox Chapel, they're not getting in. They're way too far behind. Class 4A Big 7, we have McKeesport sitting pretty. They're leading the section at 5-0. Not far behind either is TJ at 4-1. Latrobe's 4-2. Trinity is 3-2. Those are your possible playoff teams. And Connellsville, I don't think they're going to get in, unfortunately. They might. They're 1-4, so I doubt they get in. That's unfortunate. Laurel Highlands and Ringgold are not looking good. Class 4A Greater Allegheny, Mars is leading that at 5-0. North Catholic's not far behind, 4-1. Then you have Hampton and Hampton at 3-2. Then there's a freeway tie for 4th. This will be important next week. Highlands 2-3, Armstrong 2-3, Kiscaria 2-3. So it'll be interesting to see who gets in out of those bunts. And then Indiana's 0-6, so far behind. Class 4A Parkway section, sorry to take a break, but for the Class 4A Parkway section, we have Outclippa at 5-0, Central Valley at 5-1, Montour 4-1, West A at 4-2. Those are probably your playoff teams. Sartiers Valley is not too far behind at 2-3, but they're not going to catch West A. And then you have Ambridge, Blackhawk, and Newcastle further back. Class 3A Allegheny 6, we have East Allegheny at 4-0, Knock at 3-1, Deer Lakes 2-2, Sadie Side at 2-2 as well. Freeport has a possible chance at 1-3, but they need a lot, so it'll be interesting. Class 3A Interstate, we have Elizabeth, Forward, and Bell Vernon, each tied at 4-0 in conference play. Southmoreland's 2-2, Mount Pleasant's 1-2, so it'll be interesting. I think those two play next week, so it'll be interesting to see how that ends up. And then South Allegheny and Greensburg-Salem are further back. Class 2A Allegheny, Still Valley's 5-0, Monty Christian's 4-1, Sarah Catholic's 4-1, Burrell's 3-3, Derry's 3-3, so they're in a battle for 4th place. That'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. York's 1-4, Apollo Ridge is 1-5, Ligonier Valley's 1-5. So much parity. I mean, Ligonier Valley and Newcastle, they both were good a little while ago. Now they're not, so interesting. Class 2A Century, we have McGuffey now leading the section after 5-0. Wow, that was a big game last night because it dropped Was High to 4-1 in the section, and now they're second in that section. And not far behind them is Keystone Oaks at 3-2. So it'll be interesting to see how that 2A Century unfolds next week. Waynesburg Central's 2-2, Brentworth's 2-3. Further behind are Stowe Rocks and Sollerby. 2A Midwestern time, we have Mohawk 6-0, Nisanic 6-0, Beaver Falls 4-2, Western Beaver 4-2, and those other teams, Elwood City, Freedom, Riverside, New Brighton. Elwood City could get in for like a wild card, possibly Freedom, but I doubt it. Maybe Riverside. Class A Big 7, we have Southside at 5-0, Union at 4-1, Rochester 2-2, Northgate 2-3, Sanango 2-3, Laurel 2-3. Summit Academy's further behind at 0-5, but it looks like Southside and Union are locks, and out of the Rochester, Northgate, Sanango, Laurel, that's going to be interesting. Class A Eastern, we got Clareton at 4-0, GCC not far behind, 4-1, Jeanette 3-1, Leedsburg 3-2. Those will probably be your 4 if that's how they do it. Riverview, Fraser, and Springdale are further back. Class A Tri-County South, this is the last conference. So yeah, California 6-0, West Green's 5-1, Jefferson Morgan's 4-2, Bev Center's 3-3. Further back, but with a chance still, is Bentworth 2-4, Menneson 2-4. Mapletown and Carmichael's are basically done. That's all I have for this video today. We'll be back next week to cover the last week of WPIAL regular season high school football, playoff pairings and all. It'll definitely be an interesting one. That's all I have for you guys today. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you guys next week.